Welcome to CVC TV. It is Youth Night tonight here in Independence as the Independence Blue Devils and the Brooklyn Hurricanes are getting ready to show down tonight in the Metro Division here on CVC TV. Cameron Palmer, AA, Anthony Alford here with you tonight on this chilly Friday night, AA. We're getting ready to set to see what could be a high-scoring basketball game.
Yeah, it could be. And these two teams met up earlier in the week, but it looks like the entire city is ready for the rematch because it doesn't matter how cold it is outside. In here, there's barely any seats, and whatever seats are left, the kids are on the court getting ready to celebrate Youth Night. So we got a packed house here, Cameron, for a huge showdown in the Chagrin Valley Conference.
Well, we mentioned the temperature outside, but I want to talk about how hot these offenses can be. Both teams in their 9 wins this season each. Both teams at 9-8 average over 60 points per game. 66 for Brooklyn, 63 for Independence. So the over-under tonight, if you want to get out of here with a win, put it at 61. It's kind of your target score. See how it shakes out. Maybe we even reach the 70s tonight in what could be an absolute barn burner tonight. Here in the home of the Blue Devils.
Yeah, you could. I mean, it's going to really come. And that's the crazy thing about that score total and how much they have averaged. It's almost scary the fact that these two teams faced off earlier in the week on Tuesday with Brooklyn won 60-51. So it almost has a playoff-type feel, just like a mini best-of-3 series kind of situation where what kind of defensive adjustments are both of these teams going to make? They are so hyped, ready to go. This is going to be something special.
And some of the offensive guys who are going to be potentially making a lot of shots tonight, we can start with Brooklyn and Devin Hardwick, the 6'4 senior, soon to be a college athlete coming from these Hurricanes. One of Ohio's leading returning scorer who averaged 31 points per game last season as a junior, scored his 1,000th career point this season, 24 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, nearly a triple-double for the senior. Matty Dramasic for the Blue Devils. He's just a pure shot maker, and could be a fun night tonight on CVC TV. Hope you guys are ready. AA, some final thoughts before we send it on down for the pregame festivities?
Real quick, I mean, you guys, you mentioned shot creators on the floor. You got guys, multiple guys who's able to run any offense. Obviously, we got the names that we're going to talk about throughout the broadcast, big names, huge names. But, yeah, this is going to be big, and I'm very interested to see how these defenses adjust after the game earlier in the week and throughout this contest, Cameron.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break here on CVC TV. Send it on down to the PA announcer for the pregame festivities.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Independence High School, home of Blue Devil basketball. Independence Athletic Department extends you a cordial welcome. We are pleased that you could be here tonight. The Blue Devils of Independence and the Hurricanes of Brooklyn are members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and abide by the rules and regulations as set forth to maintain high standards of conduct, competition, and relations with member schools. These are high school athletes who are playing here tonight. They are friendly rivals as members of opposing teams. All attendants tonight are reminded that this is a game between young men and good sportsmanship is respected by all. The officials for tonight's game have been assigned according to procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Our officials tonight are Bobby Bolin, John Mandula, and Jared Peterson. Let's hear it for those officials. Now, if I could ask all to please stand, remove your hats as we honor those who serve our country with the playing of our national anthem. give a special Blue Devil welcome to all our youth basketball players and youth cheerleaders in the crowd tonight. And now for our starting lineup. For Brooklyn, number 0, Tyler Hardwick. Number 1, Devin Hardwick. Number 3, Jose Mateo. Number 5, Shaddai Gibbons. Number 12, Max Wilson. Brooklyn is coached by Jeff Shepard along with Scott Urick, Robert Taylor, Zach Caleris, and Corey Neal. And now for your Independence Blue Devils, senior number 0, Steven Malinarchuk. Senior number 3, Leon Ryder. Senior number 4, Maddie Jermaster. Junior number 13, Anderson Jolly. And sophomore number 22, Levi Stern. Your Blue Devils are coached by Matt Grandel along with Sammy Collier, Hugh McMahon, and Stephen Mulchin. Let's hear it for your Blue Devils.
Welcome back here to CVC TV. Cameron Palmer, AA, and AA Anthony Alford here with you as the student section is rivaling us tonight on ESPN.
Yeah, they're ready to go. This entire gym is ready. This is going to be a fun matchup, Cameron.
There is almost certainly a special kind of energy as Devin Hardwick with a early jump at the circle going against Levi Sears, and the two will re-jump. It is won by the Hurricanes as Shaddai Givens tracks it down as we are underway on CVC TV. Wilson over to Tyler Hardwick, that is. Gets it down to older brother Devin, who turns, faces, and scores. Devin Hardwick, we talked about it in the open, on the board early.
Yeah, and he's going to attack from the paint. He has an unbelievable smooth jump shot that's all over social media as well. He does a phenomenal job.
Matty Jermasic gets it out of trouble as Jolliffe swings it over to Stephen Milanarchuk. Flips it off underneath. It's Reinert who kicks it out. Jolliffe in and out, top of the backboard. Hardwick comes down with the board quickly up the other way. Wilson hands it off to Mateo.
Good decision to slow things down, but this is where, again, your defense, you can kind of settle in and see how Brooklyn's going to adjust.
Wilson, a good bounce pass into Hardwick. Hardwick gets to the baseline and is fouled by Stephen Milanarchuk. 6:59 to go.
But that's good, though. What you want to do, though, is maintain Hardwick right there and kind of shield off that space on the baseline.
Hardwick triggers in to the younger Hardwick. Devin to Tyler. Little high handoff from Wilson to Mateo. Back to Givens. Givens, 18 points in a loss to Fairview a few weeks ago. Who hits Wilson in the corner for three. Max Wilson gets on the board, and it's 5-0 Brooklyn.
And that's the key there. If you have other guys, too, creating that offense, it spreads the defense out.
As much as we know about Devin Hardwick, there are some other guys who have really grown into nice roles as Devin tips it to younger brother Tyler, and a steal for the Hardwick brothers. The other way. Moves it over. Tyler, the catch on the sideline, dumps it inside. Devin, the pump fake, gets a couple guys in the air. Passes knocked around and taken by Givens. Givens with some post work, misses it, and Levi Sears fights for the rebound.
That was a great effort by Sears across the board on that defensive possession.
Jolliffe, quick pass up ahead, Jermasic. Fake the drive, being pressured hard by Max Wilson as he hands it off over to Hardwick. Bounce pass inside, Reinerth. Short on the rim. And Devin the rebound. Up ahead, Mateo. Between the legs. A left-right cross, gets to the paint.
Good
Skip pass. Hardwick for three. Short. Reinerth the rebound. Looking to push. It's a 1-on-3. Milanarchuk pulls it out. Swings it over. Reinerth. Bounce pass. Sears. Right out to Milanarchuk. Had the shot. Reinerth skip pass. Jolliffe to Jermasic for three. Everybody touching it, and the Blue Devils are on the board.
If you want an example of a touch-them-all type offense, that's it right there. Looking, passing up good shots for great shots.
Double A with the bar of a touch-them-all offense. Knocked away by Jermasic, recovers the ball from underneath the ESPN table, and it will stay here with the Hurricanes.
But you know what? That's what you want to do, though, there, because there was a couple of shots that
Milanarchuk in the corner had a good look and they found the right guy. Shooting 34% from the three is Jermasic. Hardwick, a good tough catch, good pressure by Milanarchuk. Got lost in the sauce, got bumped, no foul, and a rebound to Jolliffe.
The defender didn't leave his feet.
It's good defense. Way to stand his ground there for the senior Milanarchuk. Jolliffe, right-hand dribble, handoff, Jermasic. Sends it over. Milanarchuk all the way back to Jolliffe in the corner. Bounce pass to Sears, had a good look. Jermasic, quick pass. Knocked away by Hardwick, and it will stay with the Blue Devils.
And you got to think quickly. You know, obviously in Independence, they're doing a great job offensively because Brooklyn is on the move defensively.
4:18 to go as Jermasic fires, misses, and a over-the-back foul called on Milanarchuk. And it will go back to Brooklyn. Bobby Jackson checking in.
You would like that shot to be a little bit more, it was kind of rushed. You felt it was a little rushed. If you give a little bit more knee in there, that shot more than likely falls down.
Milanarchuk comes out with his second foul, so early foul trouble for one of the Independence starters, and great defense by Jackson, who's going to have the toughest assignment maybe of his season so far in guarding Hardwick.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. Great defensive matchup, but a great start for both of these teams. 4 minutes in.
Mateo with some space, thought about it. He's a good three-point shooter. Hezes gets to the lane, tried to Euro step, knocked out of bounds, and will stay with Brooklyn.
But I tell you what, this Blue Devils defense, they're getting assists from their fans.
Absolutely.
That's just right there, the student section and the cheerleaders.
Hardwick step back, got two guys in the air. Finds Mateo, over to Tyler, over to Gibbons. Finds his way all the way back to Devin, who's being bodied up. Step back three is good. Devin Hardwick with the step back and stare for three.
And he created space that initially wasn't there. And that step back did it. What an unbelievable job.
8-3 Hurricanes, 3:20 to go in the first quarter. Jolliffe, good bounce pass to Reinerth. Up top, Jackson, little floater, missed it. Sears, the offensive rebound. Shovels inside, Reinerth collects, misses, Hardwick the rebound. And they go quickly up to Mateo, who slows. And an offensive foul on the swipe through. Great charge taken there by Bobby Jackson.
Yeah, and Jackson fed off the fans there. Again, this is a very emotional ball game.
You mentioned the playoff-like atmosphere. This is as good as it gets in the CVC, folks, as far as energy in the crowd.
And both teams getting ready for postseason play too. Again, we are in the February at this point.
Absolutely. Jermasic in the corner. The lanky hard work defending. Reinerth, skip pass.
Got Jackson
Underneath,
right there.
Out to Jackson for three. There's a little wide left. Hardwick the rebound, and quickly comes Mateo. So Mateo gets by his man, which was Reinerth, and is fouled by Jackson. Jacob Jerkowicz is coming in for the Blue Devils, a 33% three-point shooter for this Independence offense.
And Brooklyn is heavily attacking that paint, too.
Quick bounce pass inside Hardwick. Little fade. Off front rim. The other Hardwick, the rebound. Back out Givens. Givens gets to his left. Right down the lane, little floater. Won't go. Hardwick, the stick back.
And you got to account for him at all times, too. It's just like even if you box out one defender, he was right there on the backside.
Absolutely. Jackson, little touch pass quickly to Dramasic. Straight line drive, misses it. Jolliffe, the rebound, got blocked by the rim. Bunch of guys diving on it, and it will stay with Independence. Right now, the Blue Devils just kind of a lid on the rim situation right now.
Well, right now, they're locked in the paint. Brooklyn's not fouling in the paint. You know, so
playing good defense.
Even though there's a lot of bodies down there, they're playing disciplined defense.
Sears. That's her Dramasic. Gets it back to Jerkowicz. Good pass inside to Sears. He swings it over to Dramasic quickly inside to Jolliffe, who misses it. Mateo the rebound.
And even with that, that was a clean block.
Great over the top pass as Max Wilson gets inside. Little right hand inside finish. 12-3 Brooklyn, 1:17 to go and a timeout for Independence. Talk about this start for Brooklyn. I mean, just what they wanted, you know, coming off an emotional game in a win over Independence just a few days ago. Independence has their senior night yesterday, a couple days ago. Now another high emotional conference game against a team who can put up a lot of points same way they can. And we're seeing it right now from Brooklyn.
We are. The issue, too, though, with the Blue Devils, you know, we've only seen a couple possessions where they've had easy looks.
Yeah.
They're operating the offense with discipline, but they're not getting easy looks. That's credit to Brooklyn's defense. You do wonder if you're going to kind of speed up the offense just a bit. Maybe the second option for the Blue Devils, maybe they take the shot.
Absolutely. We'll see what happens these next minute 17. See if Independence can kind of close this 9-point deficit down a little bit.
And they got to get some. Brooklyn's been a pest in the paint defensively as well.
A delay of game warning on Brooklyn. I'm not sure for what. Maybe some moisture on the court.
Yeah, that'll do it.
While we have a quick second, I want to thank our sponsor of CVC TV. The presenting sponsor of CVC TV is the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Joe Weber. Their specialties include dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery at www.ohsurgery.com. We thank them for their support of CVC TV as ball's knocked out of bounds and it will stay with Independence.
You know, they're trying really hard to get that paint established. It's just tricky at this point to get a clean look.
And Brooklyn, is playing really good, tight defense. They're in a zone, and they're just really closing those passing lanes pretty well. Great bounce pass. Jolliffe to Sears, finds his way to Jackson for three. Missed it. Dramasic, the rebound. Great bounce. Zip pass inside to Sears, who's fouled as Liam Reinerth comes to the scorer's table to re-enter.
And even with Sears was open in the paint probably a couple seconds earlier, but when you have defenders on the outside, you can't see the open man.
Reinerth over to Jerkowicz. Finds its way over to Jackson. Finds its way all the way back near side to Reinerth.
There's your pass. Oh, they closed it up.
To the block. And a pass stolen immediately by Hardwick. Looking to run. Little over the head pass to Mateo. Collects. Misses. Hardwick and Jolliffe fighting for it. And a foul. Give it back to Independence. That'll be Hardwick's second.
And that's a key storyline there. Him having a second foul. Of course, in high school, you only need 5 to foul out.
And I wonder, Coach Shepard, what his attack plan is. Jolliffe almost tangled up. Out to Jerkowitz for 3. Too strong. A couple guys fighting for it, and Tyler. The rebound, 16 seconds to go. Lead pass up ahead. Givens takes a bump. Is blocked by Bobby Jackson. Here comes Dramasic. Great lead pass to Jolliffe. Goes crashing into the wall. Givens, bounce pass. Wilson for 3. In and out. And that'll end the first quarter. 12-3 Hurricanes out on top of the Blue Devils.
What a track meet at the end of that first quarter.
Makes me tired just watching Double A.
But you know what? That whole sequence there, the last 20 seconds, is really the story of this quarter to this point. And why the Blue Devils, while they've been able to get into the paint, they're not getting good looks in the paint at all. Things are rushed, and Brooklyn's defense is all over everything right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just wonder, what is first-year head coach here at Independence, Matt Grandel, going to do? A Independence native, graduated here, played basketball here, spent some time.
Kind of a basketball legend here, actually.
Absolutely. Spent some time coaching at Painesville Riverside in the Western Reserve Conference, and I know that he was excited to come to the CVC and come to Independence. Obviously his home, and he's got a district runner-up from a year ago, having a pretty solid season. They lost some really talented seniors last year, and been able to kind of replace them well. And I think that getting back to that district championship game is well within reach for these Blue Devils.
Yeah, they have an opportunity again. Coach talked about, hey, when you got 5 seniors now on this team, you got a first-year head coach, it's hard to adjust, right? And he's been there. He knows what it's like, hooping here at Independence. So those seniors have adjusted.
Absolutely, and he coached some great Riverside teams as well in his time with the Beavers.
Now they got to find easier looks here, Cameron.
Reinerth back out to Dramasic. Had a good look. Bobby Jackson will fire. It splashes down. Bobby Jackson starts the Blue Devils off with a 3.
And you notice the difference there? I mean, now you got more relaxed there. He knows what type of shots they want. That's what you need. You need offensive threats. It's going to have to come from the perimeter.
Wilson takes a bump and is fouled. The foul is on Jerkowitz. His first.
Now, in this team, when these two teams faced off on Tuesday, the second quarter score, Brooklyn outscored Independence 14-5.
The second quarter has been a bit of a struggle. Jolliffe with a perfect pass to retain possession nearly finds its way into the hands of Reinerth. He saved it on the sideline. It will stay with Independence, but you mentioned one thing I talked about with Coach Grandel after their win over Trinity was they had a really great stretch, end first quarter, early second quarter. That was really the difference in their 9-point win at Trinity here just a few weeks ago. After the turn to the new year, after having a few weeks off, now having played since before Christmas, as Dramasic left wide open, too strong as Givens boards the miss.
I don't even think half the floor realized that play was back in action.
I don't think so either. Mateo looking for his cutters, finds Givens. Reverses course, and an offensive foul, or maybe an
He just slipped out of bounds. That was phenomenal defense there, holding your ground there and not giving the offensive player space, Cameron.
Great job forcing his man to the sideline. Michael Davis checking in for the Hurricanes, who have a 12-6 lead with 7:04 to go in this second quarter.
Again, the Blue Devils have an opportunity, a strong opportunity to cut it down, the score.
Dramasic catches, gets to the baseline, floats and scores. A 5-0 spurt for the Blue Devils as they trim their deficit down to 4.
And you notice that they're getting their shots off earlier in the possession. That's been their adjustment here so far.
And they're attacking quickly off the catch, too. You saw Dramasic, he got it. Left-hand dribble down the baseline and got right to his spot for the little floater. Wilson, a great touch pass. Hardwick Slings it inside. Shot's good and one. Max Wilson, the give and go from Hardwick.
You know, sometimes life is not fair, right? When you have, that was one heck of an assist. And then to get that shot off there, you catch the defense off guard.
Absolutely. Ryan Suey checking in for the Blue Devils. Wilson's free throw rims off. Davis, the rebound, gets it right to Hardwick, who gets double teamed. Skips it inside. Wilson collects. Lefty lay is good. Max Wilson putting on a clinic in this first half. And a Brooklyn timeout, full timeout for the Hurricanes.
Sorry, sometimes you get locked in. I know it's 6:15 left in the second quarter, but sometimes you get locked in with like all the special activities during the timeout. So it's like, oh, we got a special presentation. Oh, we're supposed to talk.
Oh, we're doing something. Wait, hold on. Double A's wishing he was over at the ESPN table instead of sharing a bench with me right now.
No, it's not even that. It's like we got a legit like battle going on.
Oh
right
yeah,
now,
absolutely.
during the game and during the timeouts.
Battling for our attention span.
But you know what, though? You know, what was interesting as far as adjustments, the Blue Devils, at least the first couple of offensive possessions, you mentioned coming off the ball, that's a big one, and then just quicker possessions and not trying to look for the perfect option, which only kind of worked for like one or two possessions in the first quarter, but maybe the second option, the third option, take the shot and try to go from there. But as always, as we talked before, Devin Hardwick is an absolute beast. He can create space, and he can deliver with the assist and get his teammates involved.
Absolutely. We mentioned in the open, 7 assists, nearly a triple-double for the senior, just, really controlling this offense in every manner as Double A shakes his head at me for dancing to a Taylor Swift song in the break.
The entire timeout.
You can't hate on Shake It Off as the Blue Devils looking to continue to mount this little comeback here in the second quarter, down 16-8 in. So far, a pretty low-scoring affair to what we might have expected. Jermasic, pump fake, out to Suey, who has a pump fake as well.
Got to watch Jackson on the backside. They can get to him, number 2.
Jermasic with a good look inside. Sears couldn't collect it, and the ball will go back to Brooklyn. 5:48 to go. Independence getting good sets, like guys are just getting open, but some of the passes just a little rushed, a little offline, and it's...
Well, the Hurricanes make you rush. I mean, that's what's been happening so far.
Hurricanes do make people rush out of their homes as well. Mateo, skip pass over to Hardwick, couldn't collect it, and Independence returns the favor defensively.
And this is where playing each other earlier in the week, knowing the matchups, this is where it comes into play. Some of those little things, like, I would be shocked if we get 70. I don't think it's happening.
The tendencies are probably mighty fresh in the minds of the Hurricanes. The Blue Devils as Wilson.
Great
right man,
steal.
right spot, picks it off. Mateo gets to the block, floats, too strong. Sears the rebound. Jermasic, overhead pass to Suey. Sears gets it inside to Jolliffe. Jolliffe missed it. Sears the rebound. Suey had it knocked away from behind. We'll stay with Independence.
Yeah, that should stay with the Blue Devils, yeah. You do wonder if there's issues in the paint, which there has been. You might want some of your other guys to come to the basketball in the paint somehow, some way. Scheme it up.
Jolliffe bounce pass to Jermasic. The 18-point per game senior. Good pass inside. Sears out to Jolliffe for 3. Anderson Jolliffe with the triple.
Needed that from Jolliffe. Needed that.
Absolutely getting some important threes as Hardwick, the step back, short. The other Hardwick, the offensive rebound. Ball dribbled off the foot of Wilson, but it'll stay with the Hurricanes.
I'll tell you what, Tyler Hardwick has been making some critical defensive plays on the other side. The game's been going so fast, but it's been a few possessions where number 0, Tyler Hardwick of Brooklyn, has been, handling business in the paint.
Max DiGeronimo is in for the Hurricanes. As Jolliffe pressuring Tyler Hardwick. Mateo, little left-right cross, floater, missed it, and speak of the devil, Tyler Hardwick, the offensive rebound and put back.
Yeah, he's right there,
Right on cue.
always present in the paint. He won't be this short in future years, though.
No,
so you're going to find him.
He is just a freshman. Jackson looking for Sears on the post-up. He got whacked in the head by Mateo.
See, this is almost prime years where you could just you can play big, but you're a little bit shorter, so people won't see you. In future years, that won't happen. I mean, you just be that big presence in there. But he's been making plays.
See if it goes to the 6'4" of his older brother. Or maybe be another Hardwick headache.
And it can happen in one offseason, by the way.
Absolutely. Sears. They swing it all the way over to Jackson. Little Euro step, skip pass. It's a dramatic, great ball movement. Bounce pass inside Sears to Jackson for 3 off front iron. Hardwick the rebound, up ahead Mateo. On a sprint, missed it. Sears the rebound. Jolliffe, the catch, drives right down the paint. Is fouled. Great confident take and drive there by Jolliffe, who will take a couple of free throws.
You already see here, Cameron, the importance of the transition defenses for both of these teams.
3:28 to go. 2 charity stripe opportunities here for Jolliffe. Maybe cut this thing back down to 5. They had it down to 4 at one point and quickly ended up down by 9 again.
I was going to say the Hurricanes offensively, you wouldn't even realize it because they're playing good ball. It's been a little cold.
Absolutely.
In the second quarter.
Jolliffe in and out on the first. Givens in for Mateo.
Because this gym is packed, there is noise during free throws.
Absolutely. A great high school atmosphere tonight in Independence on CVC TV. Jolliffe splits a pair, 18-12 Hurricanes with the lead.
This is a good matchup
Absolutely.
right there. Jackson wanted that, but
And it looks like Hardwick took the brunt end of that foul. It'll be Jackson's second foul.
when that hand is out defensively, the offensive player has the advantage.
Coach Gundel is going to leave him in, trusting his sophomore against one of the area's best players.
Well, he wants this matchup again. This is a showcase here.
Here we go. Hardwick reverses course. Finds Wilson over to Givens. Handoff to Hardwick. Hardwick trying to get in his Duffy. Skips it over to Wilson.
You got to watch this kid, Wilson. He's been having a game.
Absolutely. Hardwick.
There's Jackson.
Picked and stolen. Jackson on the run out, and the scoop is good. Bobby Jackson pumped up on the steal and score.
And you brought up a great point. Coach decided to leave him in because he was still providing that energy.
Givens, too strong. Jolliffe the rebound. And he looks to slow it.
I was going to say, don't look now. It's only a 4-point game with, 2:16 left in the second
Cut
quarter?
it back to 4. Dermasic to Jolliffe. Too strong. Hardwick the rebound. Up ahead, Givens. Swings it right back to Hardwick. With some space. Gonna let it fly. Short on the rim. The rebound to Geronimo.
You almost feel like Hardwick's going to have to just drive.
Absolutely. Dramatic. Right left cross. Dumped it off to Jackson, who's blocked by Mike Davis. Back the other way. Good cross-court bounce pass. Knocked away and stolen. Here comes Jolliffe. The inside hand finish. It's a 2-point game. $1:32 to go. It's a 2-point game here in Independence as the Hurricanes take a timeout.
Remember, we talked from the previous game on Tuesday that it was Brooklyn handling business in the second quarter. In this game, it's the Blue Devils taking advantage of a run in the second quarter.
Getting back into this game, down by 9, a 13-6 run in the second quarter to get back into this thing. And while we have a quick second, I would like to thank the presenting sponsor of CVC TV, which is the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Joe Weber. Their specialties include dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com. We thank you for your support of the Sugar Valley Conference and CVC TV. Once again, that is www.ohsurgery.com.
You know, these kids are playing so hard. You see it on the camera on the right side. Like, this is the second time we're cleaning stuff off of the floor.
Absolutely. The blood, sweat, and tears, as they say, being left on the court so far.
But you talk about how important this matchup is, and, you know, you want to show out. I mean, you just do. And, you know, both of these teams are playing really, really hard.
Absolutely. And as much as the Metro Division is wrapped up after a 10-0 mark by Fairview, who is having a really phenomenal season for their third straight season in the CVC, you know, you wouldn't know it by watching these two teams go at it. You'd think they're playing for first as well, but right now it's second and third that's really up for grabs, and there's a lot of teams gunning for that.
Yes,
second
they
and
are.
third spot, you know, Cuyahoga Heights, Independence, Brooklyn are all in that mix right now in the Metro Division, and not that that matters as much, but it's still something to play for. There's still pride in it. And
I think the other thing, too, when you're playing in front of your classmates, and I'm talking both teams because there's fans here from Brooklyn as well. You're playing in front of your classmates, your friends,
family,
you know, girlfriends, whatever. Like, you want to show out.
Absolutely.
You have to show out.
And again, this is a conference game, and you know, conference games have a different intensity in the second game, anyways, and really in any matchup, whether it's first or second. But when you played each other 2 days ago, and you're still so fresh to each other, there's definitely a different level of intensity. As Double A is clapping to the beat during the timeout.
Oh, you let me have this one. You did Taylor Swift for a whole timeout. I get this one.
Hardwick, little Euro step. Gets it inside to Davis. Handoff back to Hardwick. DiGeronimo is D'ing up on Hardwick, getting his bench riled up.
Got to come to the ball. Got to help out your teammate.
Wilson falls down a jump ball. And it will stay with Brooklyn.
Blue Devils defensively are crashing down defensively.
They're turning up the intensity, too, trying to create traps, kind of hedge those screens a little bit, knowing Hardwick uses them so much. And nobody backing down to the test. Mateo back in, bounces to Hardwick. 1 minute to go, Hardwick. Couple pump fakes, the jumper. Too strong. Davis knocks the offensive rebound out to Givens. He gets it back on the give and go from Hardwick. He gets it right back over to Davis. Quick catch and shoot is hit hard by Jolliffe. And 3 free throws coming for Davis.
Wow.
I'm surprised no conversation on the intent of the foul.
I don't think it was
obviously no
intentional.
malicious intent, but there was the contact in itself.
It's just sometimes you leave your feet there, chase it for the sky, and you know you got to come down. It's just it happens.
Davis misses the first. We get 2 more. Rattles in the second. 3-point game, 45.9 to go in the second quarter. And again, low-scoring affair. Not what we expected, but still 60 more minutes left of basketball.
True, very true.
Davis goes 1 for 3. Mateo, the offensive rebound. And he traveled.
Oh, man. That was a great offensive rebound and effort that was just taken away with the travel. But again, it was pressure defensively that made that happen with the Blue Devils.
See how Independence can respond, down by just 3 now. Suey, right-hand bounce pass into Sears. Got a bird and is fouled.
And that's not good, Cameron. That's what their third foul.
That's his third
And that's perhaps maybe one of the reasons why we haven't seen Hardwick drive inside as much, perhaps.
Knowing that he's got 2 fouls, he doesn't want to pick up an offensive foul, as Sears will take a couple of free throws. Too strong on the first. Wilson is in for Hardwick for the final 35 seconds.
Wilson.
And also, be in mind, too, that Devin Hardwick now on the bench, I believe for the first time in this game.
Yeah. A lane violation. An independence, so free throw will not count. 35.3 to go.
Yeah, the Blue Devils are pressing.
They got the best ball handler on the bench. See if they can create some turnovers. Mateo swings it over Davis.
Yep, you got to come to the ball. Yep.
Wilson. Back to Mateo. So Mateo behind the back. Gets to his left. And they call a foul on DiGeronimo. It's a fun name to say.
Yes, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And a non-shooting foul at that.
His first team fifth.
2
Jose Mateo shooting 2.
free throws for Jose Mateo.
Yeah, because what, they're in the bonus?
Yeah. And that'll be DiGeronimo's first foul. Mateo misses.
If you are talking about controllables here, Cameron, the free throws.
Absolutely.
That's something that Brooklyn's going to have to improve on in the second half.
Definitely. Liam Reinerth, Bobby Jackson are in. Levi Sears and DiGeronimo go to the bench. Mateo misses. Reinerth fights for it. Here comes Bobby Jackson on the sprint.
8 seconds.
Down to 7, down to 6. Quick pass to Sui. In and out off top of the backboard. We'll stay with Independence. 1.3 to go. Plenty of time for another shot before the half.
The possession should have ended when the ball hit the top of the backboard.
Agreed. Nonetheless, Independence will stay with it, trying to get organized here with 1.3 to go.
Watch Jackson, even though he's inbounding.
Jackson gets it to Reinerth, who quick catches and misses. And that'll end the first half. 19-16. Hurricanes on top after 16 minutes of play here on CVC TV.
Great first half by both teams. Phenomenal first half. Of course, Brooklyn, they've been moving fast in the first quarter. They made life tough for the Blue Devils in the first quarter for them creating shots. But then in the second quarter, Brooklyn offensively got a little bit cold. Even though they've been playing hard, they got a little bit cold offensively. And the Blue Devils, a little bit slowly, but they shorted up their possessions a little bit. They got looks that they're comfortable with. And this is going to be a very, very intriguing second half of play.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break here on CVC TV. We'll be back with the second half action here in just a little bit on CVC TV.
If you are a youth basketball player, pre-K through 6, please walk out on the court and be recognized. Our 4th grade travel team were Cleveland Community League champions, and Camden Greenwich was league MVP. Let's give these young pre-K through 6 a round of applause. Next, we are proud to introduce our 7th and 8th grade boys basketball team. Please hold your applause until each team has been fully introduced. Our 7th grade roster, coached by Rick Adams and Matt Burns. We have Easton Barco, Philip Faella, Charlie Hill, Jonathan Kavarchek, Lucas Kennedy, Levi Leffel, Evan Malone, Rocco Mancini, Andrew Miller, Colin Pallas, Will Schaefer, and Jensen Streichaz. Let's hear it for our 7th graders. Our 8th grade roster, coached by Joe Chandler, Kate Niello, Ethan Anthony, Alex Berry, Alex Bernowski, Michael Coletta, David DiGeronimo, Dominic DiGeronimo, Easton Hanawa, Aiden Joyce, Ian Kwiatkowski, Nolan Manfredonia, and Lucas Repecki. Let's hear it for our 8th graders. Let's give it one more time, a round of applause for all our youth basketball players, and good luck to our 7th and 8th grade teams as they head into the final stretch of their season. And go Blue Devils! If you turn your attention, he's going to dunk it. He's going to dunk it. Now our cheerleaders are going to take the court with our youth cheerleaders to do a special dance presentation. So if all you players can head back to your seats and watch this special cheerleading dance routine. Let's hear it for those cheerleaders. Let's hear it for those cheerleaders. And the youth cheerleaders.
Welcome back to CVC TV as we're going to cha-cha slide back live for you here in Independence. Cameron Palmer, AA Anthony Alford here with you. 1916 Hurricanes as we close in on the third quarter. AA, some first half thoughts?
Number one, I still can't believe this song is a hit after all these years. Boy, I mean, what a first half for both of these teams. And obviously for Brooklyn, they got to find a way to get back on track offensively. And the key story is going to be Hardwick, Devin Hardwick, who right now has 3 fouls. So one of Ohio's leading scorers. You know, ideally in a perfect world, you want him to be more aggressive, but the Blue Devils understand the assignment defensively. Get him in foul trouble, which he is right now, and we got a different ball game, Cameron.
You mentioned Devin Hardwick with 3 fouls. See how that comes into play. You know, if he gets his fourth quickly, you know, what is the decision by Jeff Shepard with only one more for him to give before he's out of the game? And you know, we'll see what happens. Some guys in foul trouble for Independence as well. A couple guys with 2. See how it plays out. You know, Bobby Jackson got his third, but coach left him in. Coach Grandel left him in. You got a steal, got a basket, it's hit a 3. Like, those kinds of coaching decisions are going to be the difference in a game like this. As I hope you could teach me how to Dougie. As we get 30 seconds before the half.
You should have bet me 5 years sooner. My legs won't allow that to happen anymore. Well, I think in a perfect world for one of these teams, get on a run, right? So you don't have to worry about the foul trouble, but it's the momentum swings too, right? That's why Hardwick and Jackson both stayed in the game despite being in foul trouble, because you want to maintain a momentum in a take a ball type of ball game.
And we'll see what happens. There's going to be, you know, we might not get to that, you know, 60, 70 range like we had hoped, you know, coming into the night, like the numbers say, but undoubtedly going to be a uber competitive game to finish out.
Well, again, when you face each other earlier in the week, it's very hard to match that scoring because the matchups are fresh.
And a shout out from the PA announcer as we underway in the second half. That's pass inside. Reinerth couldn't collect it. Jolliffe does. Quickly over to Dramasic for 3. And just like that, it's a tie ball game 20 seconds into the half.
And that's a tough shot to make because Hardwick, his range was right there, hands in his face.
Givens takes the pass, gets to the elbow, skips it over Wilson. Shut off nicely there by Reinerth, and the pressure from Dramasic on Mateo.
These passes got to be sharp.
Wilson walks into a 3, off back iron, and a foul on the floor. It is on Jolliffe, his second. We mentioned foul trouble, early foul trouble as Jolliffe picks up his second in this third quarter. Dramasic face guarding Mateo on that inbounds. Hardwick gets it back, quick pump fake, guard by Milner-Archek. Hardwick will fire off the side of the backboard. Mateo collects and fires and hits. 22-19. Hurricanes answer.
The importance of the offensive rebound, the ball bouncing the right way, being in the right spot. After that shot went off the back side of the backboard.
Wilson comes away with the steal, ends it off Mateo. A little shovel pass to Hardwick, who swings it out right back to Wilson, who trying to slow it up a little bit. Dramasic bit, misses. Mateo misses as well.
Oh, all alone.
Digs it out of the corner and finds Dramasic down the court for the score.
And great awareness by him, too. The left-handed layup to prevent the defender from not getting the backside block.
Great awareness by Reiner to just quickly get it up and get it out to his senior guard. Mateo gets to the free throw line. A couple steps down the lane. Lefty floater is good.
Now we're off to the races here offensively, Cameron.
5:50 to go in the third quarter. Dramasic gonna slow it up. See how the Blue Devils can respond. Jolliffe dribbles to the wing, Dramasic thought about the long launch.
Getting a slower pace here in this possession here so far.
Up top, Dramasic for three. Pure! Maddie Dramasic with straight twine.
The Blue Devils slowed it down, got the look that they wanted, and put points on the board. We're tied again.
I'll even at 24. Hardwick, Tyler that is, steps down the lane. Ball knocked in the air by Devin. It finds its way back to Tyler. Ball carries to Givens for three. Wide right. And the ball will go back to Independence as the ball travels out of bounds.
Again, great effort. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication on the Hurricane side.
And we are going to have a fan be walked out of the facility, I believe. And yes. The Independence crowd appreciates it as we return to play. Under 5 to play in this third quarter, tied at 24 apiece. The momentum shifting a little bit. Dramasic over to Milanarchuk. Dramasic 1 pound dribble over to Jolliffe. Catches it right back in the corner. Great ball moving around the perimeter.
Yeah, great zone defense here.
Jolliffe, Dramasic, quick catch and shoot. Nearly a wedgie as Hardwick the rebound and out quickly to Wilson, who finds Givens, who collects. Tyler Hardwick had it knocked away, and here comes Dramasic.
You wish that pass was made like a second earlier.
He's able to get right by Mateo, and now the Blue Devils will pull it out. Jolliffe, pull-up jumper. It's pure. And for the first time all night, the Independence Blue Devils are on top. 26-24, 8 points for Anderson Jolliffe tonight.
A run that started midway through the second quarter for the Blue Devils.
Hardwick over to Givens. Handoff to Mateo, thought about it. The drive. The righty scoop won't go. Dramasic the rebound, way up ahead. Jolliffe the rebound, Euro steps his way and is fouled.
Yeah, I think it's a blocking foul.
And Jolliffe is down and in some pain. Be the first foul on Wilson. 3:38 to go.
Yeah, getting clean play, obviously. Hoping everyone's okay. Yeah, both these teams are running here.
Take a quick break here on CVC TV while they assess the situation on the court.
Number 11, Mike Davis, checking in for Brooklyn.
Jolliffe is up on his feet. Hopefully he's able to figure out the injury. We hope that he has a quick recovery for these Independence Blue Devils. Bobby Jackson will take his place. We'll see how Independence able to adjust with one of their starters now on the bench.
Yeah, that's tough too, man, because, man, that's a tough injury. There's a promotion they're running here that I'm very interested in, by the way.
Who you giving those flowers to? Or those chocolates to?
Myself.
I don't blame you. Bobby Jackson makes the first, extending the lead out to 3. You want to share some of that chocolate, Double A?
No.
Okay. You hear that here, folks? Double A is not a fan of me. Bobby Jackson makes them both.
It's not you, it's just the chocolate.
It's not you, it's me. That's what it always is.
That's right.
Mateo quickly to Hardwick. Tyler, that is 3.5 to go. Davis, the catch. Baseline drive by Mateo. Gets back to his spot. Got a couple birds. He misses, but is fouled.
And Mateo's been disciplined in the paint himself here in this third quarter.
Absolutely. He's having a much more aggressive take, and I think that's something maybe Coach Shepard kind of instilled in him at halftime, knowing, hey, you know, Devin's going to have to his shots are going to have to be kind of here and there, knowing the foul trouble and trusting these other guys that we've talked about who have done good things and are doing good things tonight to, you know, just kind of trust in what they can do. And we'll see how it plays out as Mateo misses the first. Misses the second as well. Sears, the rebound. Jackson, the catch. Gets to his spot. Pro hop, scoops and scores. A great strong take by Bobby Jackson.
If Bobby Jackson's not on this school's track team, that's a problem. Or at least baseball. One of the two in the spring, because this man is loaded with speed.
Definitely a football player. Hardwick, the inside finish. Couple moves as he barks at Steven Milinarchuk. 30-26. Independence on top.
See here defensively, if Brooklyn takes a little bit of a chance, try to create a steal.
Jermasic, the catch. Pass picked immediately. Great hands by Mateo. Bounce pass, Hardwick. The lay missed it. Devin climbs the ladder. He misses. Baseball pass from Reinert up to Jermasic, who scores. A baseball pass touchdown from Reinert to Jermasic. A 6-point lead. Hardwick, little fade in the paint is pure. Devin Hardwick looking to take over in this third quarter. 4-point game.
You know, that type of passing, that happens on the field that's like down the way here at Independence.
Jackson pull-up jumper. Hardwick out-rebounds his brother. And looking to push. It's by Milinarchuk. Euro step is fouled hard. As he goes crashing to the ground. That'll be Milinarchuk's third. And Hardwick comes up off his bootstraps. Jacob Jerkowicz will enter, assuming for Milinarchuk.
You know, I'm always interested, you know, when you have brothers on the same sports team, you know, particularly here in this case, the Hardwicks, like how many times have they battled, you know, in their backyard, going for rebounds and stuff? Like that was almost kind of a callback, like how you gonna steal my rebound?
Probably call them little bro on the way down.
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah, like bruh, like that's my ball.
Hardwick misses the first. $1:53 to go.
Got to get these free throws down, man. That's been the story for the Hurricanes.
They've missed their fair share tonight for sure. See how it affects them in the long run. He splits it in. Jermasic quickly over the timeline, maybe looking to force the issue. Jerkowicz, a couple dribble moves, and he gets it back to Jermasic as they play catch.
Both teams communicating and talking.
Jerkowicz and Davis fight over it. The Blue Devils keep it. Great bounce pass from right inside to Sears, who scores.
They've been trying all game offensively to get Sears involved in the paint in that fashion. Good move by Hardwick.
Left hand, Hezzy, shots good and one. Devin Hardwick going to work in the third quarter.
Boy.
Left hand, Hezzy, cross to the right. Great touch off the glass, and it's pure.
We got a different ball game now because now he has found a way to establish himself in the paint. They need that in the fourth quarter.
Without fouling either. I think that's the important thing as well, is he's not doing that with fouling. Jackson, that's his fourth, by the way.
That's huge, Cameron.
That's something to note as somebody who has taken the task of guarding Hardwick at times tonight. DiGeronimo, the floater, misses. Hardwick, the rebound, being pestered by Jermasic. Ball knocked away, and a loose ball foul. They'll call it on Jermasic. It is his first. And free throws coming for Devin Hardwick. Potentially tie this game up.
Yeah, get in the bonus.
One thing about Independence tonight is they get to those 5 fouls quickly.
They do.
In the quarter, and that's something that, you know, again, we keep talking about the free throws, is Independence, so far it hasn't burned you. We'll see how it plays out. Hardwick makes the first.
Yeah, and this is where you're right. We don't want to test that theory. You don't want to continue to test that theory because eventually, if you're sending some of your good free throw shooters to the line, then it becomes a problem.
Absolutely. Hardwick up to 16 points. He's good for 17. Wilson is in. Hardwick goes to the bench, maybe a quick breather before this, what could be a marathon or sprint of the fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, this will probably be the last time in this game he takes a break.
Absolutely. DiGeronimo and to Jermasic. Jermasic double step back. Splash! Matty Jermasic with a cold step back three.
Stepping back in front of the student section, hitting that three-pointer. That's a confidence builder.
In front of the ESPN sign, Mateo Euros that misses Sears the rebound. Here comes Jerkowicz.
He doesn't have numbers.
Full head of steam. Bounce pass to Sui. Out to DiGeronimo. Can't collect it. Now he does. The drive. Jump pass out to Jerkowicz for three. Bang!
Oh, my!
And a blur. It's a 6-point Blue Devil lead. 20 seconds to go. Hardwick, catch and shoot. He got it. That's a long two. 40-36. 10 seconds to go. Jermasic over the timeline. Jermasic in the paint. Pass knocked away. Up ahead, Mateo will scoop and score as the buzzer sounds. 40-38, Independence on top as we head to the fourth quarter here on CVC TV AA.
Now that's some good basketball right
Here
there.
we go,
That's some
ladies
good
and
basketball by both of those teams. Great finish, and we're in for something special here in this fourth quarter.
Strap in, folks. It is going to be a sprint to the finish line, and now we have a break going into the fourth quarter. We would like to thank, for the last time tonight, our presenting sponsor of CVC TV. It is the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, Jill Weber. Their specialties include dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com. Thank you for your support of the Sugar Valley Conference and us here at CVC TV. That is again www.ohsurgery.com. And I want to give a couple of notes for other CVC games around the area tonight. Chagrin Falls in boys basketball beat Wycliffe 65-31, giving them a share of the Valley Division title with Kirtland, who they both split their two matchups, and Hawken at the halftime in the Chagrin Division title game against Harvey, up 38-26 at halftime.
Congrats to those teams.
So Hawken able to hold on that lead from the half. They and Harvey will share a CVC title, at least for tonight. We'll see. Harvey got West Geauga tomorrow, but right now we're going to focus in on Devin Hardwick to start this first quarter. He picked up his dribble and hit the step back, sidestepping jumper.
I told you this game was going to be different. He got his groove back. He got his groove back.
He got his swagger back. Isn't that what they say? Sui, handoff, cut off nicely. Reiner thought about stepping into one. Jerkowicz looking around. Finds Reinerth. The stop. Out to Sears. Swings it out. Reinerth for three. Misses. Sears the offensive rebound out to Sui. Sui picked up his dribble. A jump ball is called.
Yeah, just had his hands just long enough in there.
By a hair. It will stay with Independent. 7:13 to go. A 40-40 ball game. Good bounce pass inside. Reinerth couldn't collect it. Diving on the court. It's Hardwick.
Yeah, you know who needs the ball right now if you're Brooklyn.
Hardwick looking to ISO Jerkowicz. Gets to the paint. Skips it out. Davis. Ball knocked away. And it will go back to Independence. A turnover for the Hurricanes.
See, this now being in the fourth quarter, Hardwick still only has 3 fouls. You don't obviously be careful, be mindful, but he could be a little bit more aggressive as he's been in these last couple of possessions.
Absolutely. Steven Milinarczyk is back in. And a turnover. Jerkowicz and Milinarczyk not on the same page.
That basketball almost hit the tablet for the student broadcast over there.
The fictitious student broadcast, of course. Unless maybe they got something going on over there that we don't know about. Maybe we're not hip to it, Double A.
I see headsets and shirts and ties.
Those are gaming headsets. They're going
Whatever
to
works.
play Fortnite with those later.
Hey, whatever works.
Ball in, 6:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Wilson gets it inside Hardwick. Jump pass to Mateo. Gets to his spot. Lefty lay is pure.
Mateo was the one spark on offense early in the third quarter for Brooklyn. Getting back into the paint. Great strip.
Ball knocked away. Here comes Givens with some space. Gets to the basket and fouled by Liam Reinerth. 42-40. Brooklyn on top. 6:18 to go.
And again, both teams worked on it this week. That transition defense, they're going to be tested.
Something Independence struggled with against Brooklyn, and that was kind of part of their mishap the other night. Givens a chance to extend the lead. And he does, up to 43-40. And Davis and Tyler Hardwick replace.
Make sure, of course, you box out.
Givens makes the second. Gets them both, and Jermasic being pressured by Hardwick.
Both these teams, they just run all game.
I'm glad I'm not coached by Coach Grandel as Sears. Ball was knocked away. I think Hardwick making sure he didn't pick up his fourth foul. It was called on Givens. 6:06 to go, 44-40 Hurricanes. The inbound to Sears. Sends it off, Jerkowitz.
Got to come to the ball if you're on offense. Help out your teammate.
Bounce pass to Jermasic. He bounces to Reinerth, finds his way all the way back up top. Milanarchek thought about it a couple times. Great over the top pass to Jermasic. 4-3! Reinerth to Jermasic for the triple.
He likes that side of the floor. He's made a couple big shots from downtown.
He's up to 21 points tonight, is the senior, Mateo. Isoing with a 1-point lead over to Wilson. Back to Davis. Gets inside, steps, misses, got his own rebound, misses, and a foul. Called on Reinerth, I believe. And it is.
You gave up that second chance.
His second. Jinx on the PA announcer. This game has definitely turned in the second half. It was what, 19 all or something like that at the half, and now here we are, staring down the barrel of somebody pushing maybe at 50 to 60 range. We'll see how these next 5.5 play out.
I mean, both of these teams, Cameron, are just sprinting. Like, there's wonder if any of them are going to slow down if they need to, but this is their style of play.
Mateo called for a push on the box out. Lane violation, excuse me. Davis misses both free throws. Full timeout here for Coach Matt Grandel. Down one with 5:25 to go.
I mean, you do wonder for the Blue Devils, and we see it now. I mean, as far as like, who's going to be that guy offensively that's going to like really, really step in, and we're kind of seeing it. I'll tell you what, this place is electric. I can't even think straight right now.
Want to provide an update on the Hawk and Harvey game. It's 61-49 Hawks in the fourth quarter. They seem to be on their way to a share of the CVC title, obviously coming off a great season last year. See how they fare this season.
And these are the boys' teams, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
A barn burner of a second half so far.
You want
see how it plays out.
These type of games, though, where basically the whole gym is packed and it's just loud. I mean, you got to basically, how do you maintain your poise? And the conditioning for both of these teams, this is credit to these coaching staffs and these players. The fact that both these teams can run an efficient offense, basically sprinting the entire game, and it's 5:25 left in the fourth quarter. That takes extreme discipline and great conditioning that both of these coaching staffs have established.
Absolutely, and you mentioned the conditioning and like the consistent running of these offenses. Nobody seems gassed yet. Obviously still a lot of time left in this fourth quarter, so we'll see how it plays out.
That's a great point by you. Yeah, no one's tired.
Maybe the just amped up on the energy of the building. Milinarczyk underneath Sears, missed it. Hardwick the rebound, looking to push. As he gets to the basket, Euro step knocked away and fouled by Milinarczyk. It'll be his fourth, and he can't believe it.
And again, this is where you got to maintain your poise. Like, you want to go win important basketball games in February. Sometimes calls are not going to go your way. You got to maintain your poise.
And again, we mentioned Anderson Jolliffe has that to return since going down with the injury. How does that play into it? Maybe Grinnell got to go a little bit deeper on the bench and trust somebody who maybe is not used to the situation. We'll see how that maybe comes into play here as Hardwick makes the first, 45-43. And he's good for 21 points, 46-43 on the night. Jamasic over to Jerkowitz.
Yeah, Jamasic has been the one putting all the points. Here, 21 points?
21 of his team's 43 tonight. Great bounce pass. Jerkowitz blocked, and that ball was swallowed up by Hardwick. Coming back the other way on the break. Euro step down the lane. No foul call. Sears.
No, that was a clean block by Sears.
Comes away with the rebound, and he is fouled by Mateo.
Number 3, Jose Mateo.
So you have the clean block by Sears and Mateo getting the foul.
Yeah. Right off the as clean as a block as I've ever seen down here by Hardwick with two hands.
Yep.
Like he was going up for a rebound. Sears will come out of the game with, looks like some blood on his nose.
And this is a good ISO matchup right here.
Ryan Suey is in. Just to make note of all the substitutions. Bobby Jackson in as well with those 4 fouls. See how that comes into play. Suey, hand off to Jackson. Jackson lost it. Here comes Mateo. A 2-on-2, gets right to the block. Can't get the roll. Givens the rebound and put back.
Critical offensive rebounds the Hurricanes are getting here in the second half.
Dramaster quickly up ahead. Reinerth, left-hand drive. Looking for Suey, and he missed them.
Sometimes, again, when you are moving so fast this deep into the ball game, it's things get a little out of whack.
Definitely a time to kind of slow it up a little bit, and Tyler Hardwick makes the catch. Coach Shepard gets the timeout to prevent a turnover. 30-second timeout.
Yeah. Great awareness by Coach. Right there. Player getting trapped. Call the timeout.
Got trapped quickly as well. I think for Independence, maybe look to kind of just slow it down just a tad. Teams are getting really, really sped up. Offensively, Independence is at least. The passes are getting back to the inaccuracy like we talked about in the first half. Where the crisp offense is kind of fluttered like we saw in that third and early parts of this fourth quarter. See if they can kind of get back to that a little bit.
Well, some of these other guys, too, that have made an impact in the first half, you need these other options because you don't want to lock in. Like Brooklyn right now could just lock in, on one player right now. So some of these other guys, you need another scoring threat or two if you're the Blue Devils to emerge here with 3:46 left in the game in regulation.
From when Independence went up 40, I believe it was 34 or 36, it has been a 12 or 14-3 run since that point by Brooklyn to not take a 5-point lead.
And Brooklyn's now hitting their free throws too. So
that has changed.
They are correcting that.
That dynamic of this game a little bit. Reiner throws a shoulder into Givens.
Oh, man. Wish to have that one back.
Be his third. Sears will re-enter. Reiner will head to the bench.
Again, what? You need 5 fouls to get to the bonus. Team
They're
fouls.
at the 4 already. So the bonus coming into effect here shortly. Mateo gets the Hardwick screen. Jackson able to fight through it. Now he and Mateo going iso ball.
See how aggressive Jackson could be without fouling, because he was fouled out.
So far pretty good with his hands, not reaching. Now Hardwick with the one-on-one on Germasic. Sees it over Mateo.
Got to watch those hands.
Hardwick up top. Mateo. Back to Givens.
It's an interesting play here. You know, only up by 5 here.
Really draining the clock here. 2.5 to go. Wilson, the catch, swings it over Mateo. Baseline drive. Hangs, double clutches, misses. Got to the rebound, missed it. Sears clears, and here comes Germasic and a full head of steam. Inside hand finish. Pass knocked away, and it'll go back to Brooklyn.
So you talk about what just transpired. Brooklyn just had a minute plus offense possession. The Blue Devils only had offense for like 10 seconds and couldn't score.
So that comes into play because, like you mentioned, quickly, that possession turned into a minute long, and despite not coming up with points, that's still a whole minute of potential Independence offense.
Exactly.
They break the press quickly as Givens. Off his leg, great hands by Germasic to knock it away. Back to Independence. Hopefully they can kind of right the ship a little bit here with the offense.
But again, it's a little tricky playing that keep away type of offense was still what
Can create
on its plus side of 2 minutes when it's only a 2-possession game.
create stagnation of the offense. Great hezzy move by Jackson right down the lane. Mateo the rebound. But Givens couldn't collect it.
And now this is where, if you're the Blue Devils, senior leadership right now has to kick in.
Let's see how Germasic and some of these other seniors on the court can help right the ship as Reiner, one of those other seniors, comes to the scorer's table to potentially help turn the tide. Germasic out to Suey. Too strong. Givens the rebound. Jackson.
He might have got a little bit of that arm there, Jackson, trying to steal the ball.
That is Jackson's 5th. He is fouled out of the game.
I mean, he's played hard today, though. Great effort today by Bobby Jackson. Only a sophomore, too.
Absolutely. Giving some more free throws.
Again, a couple years ago, the OHSAA did away with the 1-and-1.
I'm kind of a fan of that, of them getting rid of the 1-and-1. I like it.
There's another thing the OHSAA needs to do, but we're not going to get into that right now.
Yeah, we'll get there one day.
Yep.
I think Givens and Tyler Hardwick have the same pair of shoes. Well, they have the same shoes.
They do.
That's wild. I noticed that earlier, but now that I see it, Givens makes them both 50-43. Brooklyn, minute and a half to go. Independence looking for some offense. Suey to Jerkowitz. Inside, back out Suey. Over to Germasic. Germasic tiptoeing the baseline. Hardwick the steal.
Just too much traffic there.
Jerkowitz the steal. Jerkowitz misses. Hardwick the rebound. And he's fouled.
A lot of like those late game, you're learning too. So I don't think either team came away happy with that possession.
Independence, the offense is just.
Well, it goes back to
vacated.
the trouble. Well, it goes back to the trouble they had in the first quarter, which was the shots are rushed, and they're not getting the ideal looks. That first free throw goes down for Hardwick. They're not getting the ideal looks that they need. And when they do get good offensive possessions, the shots just aren't falling.
Not at all. Hardwick up to 22, now 23 points. It's a 9-point game in what might be closing time. Somebody dial up Semisonic as we check under a minute to go here in the fourth quarter. Hardwick called for his fourth foul on the reach.
Kind of like a foul to give situation.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, they're not in a bonus.
No, I mean, they still got another foul to give here. Maybe kind of the plan here for Coach Shepard. Jerkowicz looking for something. Ball knocked away by Hardwick from behind, and it will stay with Independence. 47.1 to go.
You know, Devin Hardwick's had a slow start to this game, but even still quietly had a ton of points early on. He has really picked up his game.
Absolutely. Reinerth for three, misses. Sears the offensive rebound. He missed the putback, and a couple of free throws coming for Levi Sears.
Yeah, get something, anything to try to get some free points here on the board.
Just running out of time at this point, really.
Well, and this is where you got to be careful here. So you got, what, 40 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The second free throw will be critical. Brooklyn needs to box out.
Sears makes the first.
This is where you're extra careful here with the second free throw.
Sears makes the second. Milinarczyk is in for Suey. Remember, he has, I believe, 4 fouls, 3 or 4.
Again, this is still within range here. They're going to obviously foul early.
Givens is fouled.
Kind of played a free throw game at this point.
By Jerkowicz.
Number 5, Jacob Jerkowicz.
His third. The foul trouble tonight has been very prominent.
Definitely. And it's changed the course of the game.
Absolutely. Brooklyn started making their free throws, and now it's really kind of become their game to lose at this point. Givens makes the first. Back up to an 8-point game.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, if you look at first half free throw percentage versus second half free throw percentage for Brooklyn, it is night and day.
Absolutely. Their average might come out pretty good, you know, after you put the two Fs together. Their number might not be too bad.
That is true.
Givens makes them both. Back to a 9-point game, 39.8 to go. Dramatic quickly over the timeline. Dramatic inside. Sears catches. Can't get the roll. Back to Brooklyn it goes.
That extra dribble, that might have did it.
30 seconds. 9-point game. You can't run the baseline.
That's a good point.
Not after, only after made shots, I believe, right? Yeah,
I
made
believe
shots.
so.
You can run the baseline. So a turnover.
You don't see that often.
No.
You just don't.
You don't see anybody really run the baseline either. I mean, Sears to Reinerth. Reinerth gets a step, floats it, gets the bounce. Quick timeout by Coach Grandel. A 30-second timeout. 54-47 Brooklyn.
But you know what? Great defense. You know, you had great defense there to prevent the inbound pass. You stole possession. Still kind of stretching this out a little bit. But you're right, though. This is Brooklyn's job at this point to close this thing out.
And an update from Hawken. The Hawks, with a 67-57 win, have a share of the Chagrin Valley Conference Chagrin Division title in boys basketball. Congratulations to Coach Anthony Burns and the Hawks with a pretty big win here in February as they look for another great postseason run.
Yeah, Hawken, they have a special basketball team over there, so I expect big things, as always, for Coach Burns over there at Hawken.
Absolutely. Coming from Richmond Heights, of course, another CVC school who's done a lot of great things as well in that state tournament. Givens gets it in and is fouled by Jerkowitz. His fourth.
Number 5, Shadai Givens at the line shooting 2.
Of course, here for Brooklyn, if they're able to hold on and get this W, it was them having to dig down deep after the Blue Devils had an impressive second quarter.
Absolutely. Third quarter.
And third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, they really just a good stretch of, second, third, and part of this fourth quarter was just early night and day from that fourth quarter, or from that first quarter, and ever since then it's just kind of fallen downhill a little bit, stumbling their way to the finish line. Givens misses the first, makes the second. 8-point game. Here comes Jermasic pretty quickly down the court. Jerkowitz up top. Reinerth quick catch and shoot. It's good. Liam Reinerth trying to strike some life into this Independence crowd. 55-50, 12.7 to go.
I was going to say, we ain't at triple zeros yet. They're going to keep going at it. And it's a 2-possession game at this point, Cameron. So you just needed one of those guys to get that open look.
We'll see
and you'll be good.
So these last, 13 seconds plays out. You're kind of at that almost out of time, but there's still enough time kind of range.
Definitely.
See, a quick foul would definitely be important. And, if Brooklyn misses a shot or two, could really
there's an
difference.
opportunity. And, again, Brooklyn has to continue to make those free throws. Again, splitting the pair just now, so you got to continue to make those. I want to give a quick shout-out, though, before we get back in action. Whoever's running the music here has done a phenomenal job.
Except you don't like my Taylor Swift dancing.
For the most part, whoever's running the music here has done a phenomenal job. There's the one questionable. You can guess what it is. But other than that.
I think it's only questionable because I was dancing to it. Did they teach me how to dunk? They did the cha-cha slide.
All right, so they're going to try to get the steal here first.
Back to basketball, over the top, Hardwick. Will now get it.
You got a foul.
Spins and tried to slam it.
He was trying to send people home.
9.3 to go. And for those of you at home who are not familiar, Devin Hardwick, as far as bunnies go in the CVC, is probably the best in the business in this conference.
We've seen tape of his two-handed slams.
His one-handers are even better. Makes the first. He's up to 24 points tonight.
Now, again, still a 2-possession game. Big free throw here.
Makes them both 56, 51. Jermasic fires off front rim. And that'll do it tonight. Or not. And the buzzer sounds. The refs wave off the foul, and that will do it. 56-51. The Brooklyn Hurricanes get to 10-8 with a 5-point win over the Independence Blue Devils tonight on CVC TV.
Great effort by both teams, of course. But it was Brooklyn in that fourth quarter that started making free throws, started running a clean offense, but they allowed their defense to really insert themselves into this game. And I thought the most impressive thing about Devin Hardwick, number one, we talk about his scoring, and his scoring, he came through today, 24 points, but I thought he really got going because of his defense, being able to create steals, create, bad matchups and stuff on the other side, and he put the team on his back. Offensively, they did some great things. Mateo, I thought, has some critical plays in the paint as well for the Hurricanes.
His aggressiveness kind of turned up the intensity in that. Definitely also helped turn the tide, especially down the stretch here in that fourth quarter. A lot of, again, we could talk about Hardwick all the live long day, but some of these other guys, not things that show up in the box score, but things that, really did make a difference.
And I thought Tyler Hardwick had a great game too.
Absolutely.
I mean, he was making his presence known as well. So you got two teams that are very much well-conditioned.
Yeah.
And it showed throughout. I know, obviously, the Blue Devils did not come away with the win, but, conditioning-wise, they're on point and, a phenomenal basketball game. Just one team had to win. I mean, that's just really was it. And Brooklyn was able to make their free throws in the second half, which was critical.
Absolutely. And we're going to wrap it up here on CVC TV. Once again, I want to thank the presenting sponsor of CVC TV, that is the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. You can find them at www.ohsurgery.com. We thank you for your support of the Sugar Valley Conference and CVC TV. I've been Cameron Palmer. That's Double A Anthony Alford. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight on CVC TV. 57-50, your final score tonight.